Well, welcome to today's program. I'm privileged to be with two individuals from the Puerto Rico Convention Center. And we're with Jorge Perez, he's the general manager, and Claudia Suárez, who's the events services manager. Welcome, both of you. How are you today?
Great, Jeff. Great to be here with you.
Likewise.
Yeah. So I've been to Puerto Rico. It's beautiful. Great place. And no doubt your convention center is a good example of what a facility should be like. But I have to start with this question to you, Jorge. What's with the shirt?
Thanks, Jeff. We're honoring the great Roberto Clemente, number 21. Number 21 has a special significance for every Puerto Rican, for our island, United States, and internationally as well. And, you know, our staff here embodies what number 21 represents, you know, hard work, highest ethical standards we require from our employees, from our contractors, from our clients, and the interest of helping our community. We're very involved with the community. So all those are values that represent number 21, and we represent number 21 every day here at the Convention Center. So we're proud to honor his legacy, not just on the field, but off the field as well. And he serves as an example for all of us.
I like it. Nice story. Yes.
Yeah, and this is his professional shirt from the local professional team. So it's not a Pittsburgh Pirates shirt, but it's very known, very well known locally.
Yeah. When you walk around, people know what that means.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, now I know too. So thank you for sharing. Let's talk a moment about your facility. Now, you recently became accredited by the GBAC STAR Accreditation program for facilities. You went through that process, but tell us about your facility. How big is it? What type of events do you have? The highlights.
Sure. The Puerto Rico Convention Center is a multi-use, full-service convention center. We're 600,000 square feet, managed by ASM Global. We're located in San Juan, Puerto Rico, in a beautiful setting here in San Juan. Right across the street, we have over 1,000 hotel rooms. We have an amazing entertainment complex that's right across the street called Distrito T-Mobile, which is it's gonna be a game changer for the destination. And this is a mix of restaurants, bars. It has a Aloft Hotel with 177 rooms, and it has a concert hall called the Coca-Cola Music Hall, which is a ASM Global facility as well, and which is working on the GBAC accreditation at this moment. And all these components merge into a central plaza called Banco Popular Plaza, which is an amazing sensorial experience for everyone who's going to be there. It's the largest investment in LED screens in the hemisphere. So, you know, we're located in a great place. We hold about 350 events per year, and we have over 600,000 visitors per year.
Quite a busy schedule, that sounds like. Of course, during the pandemic, not as busy, but it'll come back.
Yeah, another important fact, we're on our 15th year anniversary.
Oh.
So we're very proud of the way we've maintained the building in optimum conditions. And so this is our 15th year birthday, if you want to call it.
Well, congratulations. Well, tell us this. When the pandemic struck and we were dealing with these issues related to that, there was something that caused you to look at GBAC STAR as a solution. What was that? What were some of the triggers that said, we need to do this?
Jeff, well, three main reasons. First and foremost, the health and well-being of our employees, of our clients, our ownership, which is in the building with us, our sponsors, and, you know, our community as well. We're a very important part of our community. So the safety and well-being of all those groups, we wanted our community and our stakeholders to know that we're doing everything that we had at our disposition to make us better, to be prepared. So when we reopen the doors, we had two events during the past months, which have helped us practice. So we had the Department of Labor was here for 2 months with a service center for the unemployed claims that were being channeled through our building. So we got a chance to practice a lot of our protocols, and we have a produce company which is converted our exhibit hall space into a distribution, assembly line and distribution for food boxes under a USDA program called Farmers to Family. So we've had, with those two clients, we've had about 1,000 people come into the building every day. So we've had a great opportunity to practice. Venue Shield is ASM Global's best practices, operational best practices guidelines. So we got to put them in place. So when we were looking at GBAC, we wanted to do all we can, and we wanted to have a third-party validation to let all the community know that when they come here, they're coming into the safest place possible.
Claudia, you're the events manager. So what does this do for you putting the minds at rest of your visitors, those who come to your events?
I mean, just like Jorge just said, the important part was making sure that our clients, our guests, our employees, everyone that was coming into the building felt safe, that they could see that in fact protocols are being taken into account, that measures are being taken, and that there shouldn't be any worry or concern as you're coming and being, out in the world, so to speak. So it was really important to us as far as being able to be certified and accredited by GBAC that we are in fact following through all compliance, both federally and locally, and having that resource available to us sort of made it very much possible for us.
Now, thinking about the process of becoming accredited, there are 20 elements to review, to learn. You probably dreamed about those at one point. So what was that like? Was it challenging? Were there anything stand out as more challenging than another?
To be honest, I think throughout the entire 20 elements, I think if not all, the majority we already had in practice and we were already doing. I think it was just a matter of really looking into it deeply and in depth in terms of how can we enhance it, how can we make it better. I think the biggest challenge, particularly in the current pandemic, is that there was so many things that were evolving and changing from a compliance and conformity aspect, that just being completely in the know and on top of what the CDC was recommending, what the local governments were recommending, and making sure that we weren't only compliant with sort of the greater global aspect, but sort of on a community level as well. I think that was sort of the challenging part. But again, as mentioned, most of it, if not all, we were already doing and practicing, and it was just more of enhancing the practice on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. So that was part of a question I was going to ask you. What was easy about it? It sounds like you were ready for some of it anyway. So that's nice to be prepared. Yeah.
I mean, easy was having you as a resource, that you were just willing and able to be at the ready to us, right? I think any question I had, I emailed. Any possible concern that I may have had, you very much answered willingly, and were just very much willing to be a resource and available to us, which I think it's important, particularly when it's a certification that we didn't have before, and making sure that there was a clear path that we could in fact get accredited, and what exactly we needed from you in order to move forward. And that was the easy part, the resource. Along
those lines, confidence and trust that we wanted to project to our stakeholders, to our employees, our ownership, it was very important during these times. So having the accreditation helps us build that confidence and trust when people start coming back to our building. Also, it was a decision based on competitiveness. I mean, the Puerto Rico Convention Center, we compete against the top convention centers in the world. We compete against the top destinations in the world. So, we have to be ready. And the GBAC accreditation puts us in a position where we are, we have accreditations that the top facilities in the world have. So we position ourselves to compete with the best. And, that was very important for us as well, the competitive focus of being ready. And the groups that we have in the pipeline for the next few years, let them know that they'll be walking into the safest venue. And the groups and conventions that we're targeting from the U.S. and internationally, this is very important for us. Our Venue Shield plus the GBAC accreditation to confirm that they will be walking into one of the safest places, and that for us, from a competitive aspect, was very important.
So some might wonder, is the GBAC STAR accreditation for just the pandemic? What are your thoughts on that? You mentioned years to come.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is a new world. We live in a new industry. The industry changed right before our eyes. So this is not going to go away. And safety, as we mentioned, has always been a priority for us. So this is here to stay. I mean, these will be protocols from our day to day. We will not change any of these moving forward. They will be part of our day to day. Our clients will get used to it. Our visitors will get used to it. So yeah, this is not just a temporary practices that we're putting in place. This is definitely part of our new life.
Yeah, the new world we're in today, it's for sure a challenge. So with the changes you might have made with the processes, cleaning, disinfecting, with the GBAC elements you considered, is there anything that you started doing that you weren't doing previously you're going to continue on in the future?
I think as far as something that we weren't doing, that we'll definitely moving forward, we'll continue doing, I think it was more of the documentation aspect of it and making sure that in fact we're in line with the protocols and the procedures and the best practices and sort of the auditing aspect and making sure that we are taking client and stakeholders feedback on the products and the chemicals that we are using, and making sure that it's in line with what we as a convention center and what we as an organization want to put forth as well. The documentation is very important, and I think so many of us here have been at the convention center for quite some time, and so I think it's sort of routinely for us, but making sure that the projects and the work that's being done is sort of documented in a way that it can carry on for the future.
So my last question is this: in your networking, if you were to have a conversation with another venue like yours, other people, managers, and they asked you, should we do GBAC STAR Accreditation, what would you tell them?
Absolutely, Jeff. And we've already had those conversations with a few venues who have called us to ask about the process and the accreditation. But absolutely, I mean, this will make your building safer. It'll give confidence and trust to your employees, which are coming in the building day in and day out. Once the venues reopen, this will give confidence and trust to our visitors. Our ownership supported us all the way since the beginning. It's very important for them as well. So absolutely, I mean, hands down, this is a no-brainer. It's, you know, we had a lot of support from GBAC from the first moment, and we actually, like I mentioned, we have two other venues in Puerto Rico that will be achieving the accreditation in the next 30 days. At Coliseo de Puerto Rico, it's a state-of-the-art arena, 18,000 capacity, and the Coca-Cola Music Hall will be completing. So definitely our recommendation would be do it. It'll be very useful for your operation, and your employees will increase their knowledge and make your venue a safer place.
Yeah. Well, thank you both for your time today.